Hello, all the learners. I welcome you all to this insightful learning session. My name is Atul Chabra. I'm founder director of Enthuse Answers, an experiential marketing company managing all types of marketing, sales, HR, experiential, and social events. Events can bring large-scale socio-economic changes. Apart from consumer, marketing, sales, etc., the social and economic impact of events are beyond doubt. So it's highly important for all the learners to weave the thread and understand the space. Today, our topic is bidding for events, event proposal. So we will try and understand event brief, event proposal, pre-event journey, and essentialities of an event proposal. Let me tell you again, live event helps in building communities. So it's very, very important for all the learners to see the big picture. Like Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which can be used to change the world. Taking cue from his pressure word, let's start our journey of event proposal. Let me share my screen with you. So let's start event planning and the most important aspect, event proposal, bidding for an event, because that's how the journey starts. Today we will talk about event brief, event proposal, an event journey, and essentialities of an event proposal. Let's look at the big picture. The big picture, as you can see on the screen, starts with brief. What is the idea behind the idea? The second aspect, the brief is decoded by a brainstorming session. The third is when you weave the magic with the presentation. The fourth aspect is cost and closure. The fifth aspect is the big plan, which is your execution methodology. And the game is on, which is your sixth aspect, which is the final delivery. In this session, we will be talking about brief, brainstorming, the idea behind the big idea, how we crack that brief, and how we convert our ideas into a meaningful presentation. So this is how we break an event proposal, and this is how we win an event. Let's understand what's a brief. Decoding the brief. As they say, it's Chinese whispers that somehow the brief is converted into. What I say, what you hear, what you understand, what you deliver, what you think, sometimes can be a two different words. Once we decode the brief, what is our mission statement, which guides us, which tells us what is the key aspect of the brief and how we decode the brief with the help of our brief document. Let me give you an example. There was a client of ours where the brief was, it should be better than last year. Now this is absolutely nothing. This brief does not tell us what they want to do, what they want to achieve, what the event is all about, what the target audience is like, what the medium is like. Is it going to be in a hotel, an auditorium, a playground? Is it the opening, the closing, the mid-event? Is it the day event, conference? This brief does not give you anything. It only tells us it should be better than the last year. Now, this kind of brief sometimes can be a deal breaker or deal clincher. This brief tells you that you should have the understanding of the customer. Once you are with the customer for more than a year, for more than a month, once you are with the customer for a certain duration of time, the client expect you to understand the brand. The client understand you to create what they want, what you to deliver, what they think is right. So sometimes you don't get the brief. It's your understanding of the brand, of the company, of the product, of the event, of the cycle that helps you deliver what is required. So this is one aspect of the brief which does not give you any details. So in this case, client wanted us to create a music video, which we could create because we had the understanding of the brand. I will briefly tell you a snapshot, show you the snapshot of the video, and then we will move ahead to the more structured brief.
This is the story of a zone who made success their own. They just never give up, so you better back up, because they're coming on now when they're coming on how. Get off their way, because they're screaming, Chuck Day.
So I'll pause it here. So this was about their sales conference, there where they wanted to introduce all the departments, all the zones through our music videos. And we could understand, we could deliver this music video because we understood the brand. So it is very, very important to understand what brand wants, what is their journey, what is the product all about, what is the event all about. And you can only get this understanding once you live the journey with the brand, with the company, with the organization. Now, this is a structured brief. Let me read it for you. It says, we are planning a mega internet launch on 18th December in Bangalore and 9th January in Delhi. This was about a year back. The Interact Media briefing is planned ahead, where CEO will share and unveil the brand plan and portfolio design earlier in the day. Our idea is to combine the two and plan the overall launch after the media briefing followed by the end user. So here it's a structured brief about a product which is from the house of Philips Lighting. It's an intelligent Philips Lighting product which is internet based, which is cloud based, which is intelligent lighting. So they clearly told us what the product is about, what are the key features of the product, what is the event all about, who is the target audience. They told us the target audience is the media followed by the end user. It's a combination of media and the user. They gave us the event start time for a particular segment. The entire brief was very, very clear. So our idea was to understand, so it is very, very important to understand the brief, to get the finer details of the brief. In this session, I will be talking about how you understand the brief, how you decode the brief, how you derive the mission statement. So what we understood from this brief, we understood that they wanted to create an intelligent lighting solution. So we created, the brand was Interact. So we create intelligent, improve, inspire, innovate, integrate, network. So we broke down this, the word INTERACT, and each word, like you see, was given a different meaning. For example, I was intelligent, and was networking, T was touching tomorrow, E was enabler, R for respond, A for agile, C for connect, T for total solution. Since the brief was structured, we could come out with the structured understanding of this brief. Now, what happens once you understand the brief? Now so we talked about briefly, it is very, very important to understand the brief. Once you understand the brief, you brainstorm. Now, who is creative? Everybody in an event universe, event environment is supposed to be creative. Whether you are a production guy, whether you are a client servicing guy, whether you are from finance, whether you are from operation, whether you are from creative department or sales department, you are supposed to be creative. Now, let me give you a brief snapshot of what is creativity. Creativity is community. Creativity happens when communities come together, or creativity is the unifying force that brings communities together. Creativity is potential. Greater commercial success is achieved when we are able to unlock creative potential. Creativity is curiosity. It's about limitless possibilities, always asking questions. So who is creative? Can I be creative? Can you be creative? Can the entire universe of all the learners here can be creative? Yes, everybody can be creative. Let's understand how we can be creative. So let me explain first. First, you get the brief, you break the brief and form a mission statement. You decode the brief, you try and understand what is it want from what is given in the brief. Like I said, sometimes the brief is highly structured, sometimes there is no brief. It's your ability to understand the brand, organization, company, committee, their history, past, present, future, what they want to achieve. And so it's your understand about a particular situation helps you create the brief. So I'll repeat: brief which is structured, which gives you all the details; brief which is not structured. All right. After you get the brief, you move to the second step, which is brainstorming. You brainstorm the understanding that you derive from the brief, the idea behind the big idea. You brainstorm the nuances of the brief to develop the idea. Once the brainstorming is done, you move on to the next aspect, which I will be talking here in detail. Before I talk about the next aspect, let me quote Albert Einstein. He said, constantly challenge the notion, not only his own, but those that came from him, to reach revolutionary new ideas. Albert Einstein used to say, logic will get you from A to B, imagination will take you everywhere. So event proposal, creativity, understanding the brief, it's all about how you harness your imagination. So let's see how we harness our imagination. So a creative process is divided into 4 stages. You cannot be superbly creative in 1 day or in 1 month, in 1 year. However, you can activate your brain to at least understand the aspect of creativity, so that you become important ingredient when the brainstorming is happening. So that I have divided creative thought process into 4 stages. Preparation, like I said, preparation, where your brain is getting the information, where you gathering all the information related to the brief, what client has given, what client has not given us. Then it's incubation, when your mind wander and scratch for ideas, search for ideas. Third is elimination, when you make connection between the ideas, whether this idea is right for my customer or not, whether this idea will work or not. How do you know that this idea will work or this may not work? Well, there is no formula that a particular idea will work or not. However, with your experience, with the research or what they have done in the past, what others are doing in the market, what is the similar product companies, organization are doing, give you the sense whether this idea will work or not. Then is the verification. Creative ideas need to be polished by critical thinking in order to persuasively reach their audience. So I'll repeat. Creative ideas need to be polished by critical thinking in order to persuasively reach their audience. Creative ideas need to be polished by critical thinking. Let me show you an example here. Here it says how creativity can help you do the unthinkable. This is about Burger King. Now Burger King across the world is number 2. Number 1 is always McDonald's. So they wanted to piggyback on what McDonald's has been talking. Normally, creativity or marketing or sales tells us, do not talk about your competitors. Here, what did they do? They highlighted on the achievement of their competitors. They made their competitors stairs to successfully reach the top. What they did, they weaved a campaign which was around McDonald's. They wanted, Burger King wanted people to download a particular application in USA. The condition that they put, if you want to download this application, you go near or closer to a McDonald's outlet, and then you can download this application and get a burger in 1 cent. This idea is a phenomenal creative idea, and it shows how you can leverage your surrounding and successfully get the desired result. Please take a look.
Burger King wants you to come here. Yes to McDonald's.
Burger King
is trolling
its fast food rival.
So I saw this Burger King commercial where you can get a Whopper for a penny.
Only if you open the app while you're at McDonald's.
That doesn't even make sense. You have to go to McDonald's for a Whopper?
And use Burger King BK app.
Then be within 600 feet of a McDonald's restaurant.
Leveraging geolocation technology.
It's called the Whopper Detour.
Whopper Detour.
Whopper Detour. McDonald's.
All right, so I'm currently at McDonald's right here.
Let's go for the unlock.
You unlocked the Whopper Detour.
This is a really cool promo, guys. How fun is this?
That's funny.
That's crazy.
So the condition was, if you want to get 1 penny burger, you have to go to McDonald's, download the app. That application, with the help of geotechnology, can only be downloaded if you are close to a McDonald's store. Such a wonderful idea where you're leveraging on all the strength of the computer to get the desired result. Another example of extraordinary creativity that I'm going to show here is by PNG. It says, "Thank you, Mom." It is a PNG Olympic marketing program, which was an effort to draw on a universal human value to create a program with energy, relevance, and emotions that span brand and countries. A lot of people, they work endlessly, train day and night for Olympics, and it's their mother and sometimes father who helps them train. So this campaign was around an emotional connect with the mother to show how brilliant that emotional value is and how hard the entire universe is working. So they drawed on the emotional energy, they worked on the emotions, and it was a very, very simple idea where they said, "Thank you, Mom." They did not talk about their product, they did not talk about any of their brand. It was a company logo, PNG, and says, "Thank you, Mom." Please take a look.
Давай пошли. Ой, осторожнее. Nochmal, Schätzchen. Here we go. I know, it's cold. Nice shot, buddy.
PNG, proud sponsor of moms.
So PNG became proud sponsor of moms, and the entire event was born on emotions. So the brief that came to the agency was about the connection, but what they created was based on emotions. So I will repeat here, for a proposer, it's very important to understand the brief, decode the brief, create a mission statement. After you have the brief, you brainstorm, you sit together. The brainstorming is very, very important. And after the brainstorming, weaving the magic starts, which we will talk about in a short while. Now, in the brainstorming, it is very, very important to understand what creativity is. It's very, very important to understand what creativity is all about. You have brands around you. You have also learners. There are events happening all across you. It is very, very important to understand and see those events and see what could be the brief. Why is this event like this? Why is this wedding like this? Why is this wedding happening in Paris? Why is this wedding happening in Udaipur? Why is this brand getting launched only in South and not in North? And why is this brand getting launched only in North and in South, not in South? understand, see the event. There are enough events on YouTube and on the social media. Try and see what could be the brief. Pick up the paper, try and find out, write your own brief. See the event and write your own brief, see the event and brainstorm. And like I said, everybody can be creative. It's important for you to understand the process of creativity. I just showed you 4 processes of creativity. Practice those processes. Understand what is happening around you. Keep your ears and eyes open, and you all can be a great event manager. Now we will move to the third aspect of event proposal, which is creating the presentation. Before you deliver the event on the ground or wherever it is, you are supposed to deliver the event in the PowerPoint presentation and give it to your customer. You are supposed to present the presentation to your customer, to the client, with all the details, right? So I will give you an example of how we weave all the ideas and create a magicful presentation, which is very, very important for the customer. So to give you a snapshot, a presentation talks about creative, a presentation talks about concept, why have we created that creative. It talks about strategy, what is our strategy, what do we want to achieve with this event, and how we achieve that event. It also talks about design and decor, which are the important aspect of the event. And it talks about entertainment and engagement, which matters a lot towards the end. And what are the key takeaway? Are we delivering what we are supposed to deliver? The key takeaway. So I repeat, weaving the presentation in is a very, very important aspect of an event proposal, and it is inclusive of creative, concept, strategy, design and decor, engagement and entertainment, and what is the key takeaway for the customer. So I'll give you a small example of a presentation that was created for a pharma company. It was their annual sales conference where about 2,000 employees from all over the country were supposed to meet in some location. Their idea was to tell about what is happening in the company in last 1 year and how they can motivate this large sales force to achieve what is there for the next year. So I repeat, this event was about a national conference for a pharma company, which is a 2-day conference, which is based on engagement, entertainment, presentation, motivation, rewards and recognition, and of course, nothing is an event is not complete without party. So I will give you a small example of the theme, the brief that came to us that the client wanted a theme around the entire event. So they gave us their theme in 2016. Like I told you in the beginning, it is very, very important to research and find out what is the history of that brand, company, organization, events, etc. So 2016, the theme was transform, beat your best. 17, it was amplify growth, fly high. 18, it was energize to win. 19, it was accelerate, which was raise the bar. And let's see what we came out for them in 2020. So we give an entire context of what they wanted. So it is very, very important for an event proposal, for an event, that you understand the brief and you decode that brief. You create a context. Like in this case, we created a context. I'll quickly read about 2-3 lines of this context, which is: never before we were in a time and place like now, having proven to the world our capacity, capability, and powers to deliver the best. We are today being looked at a crucial player in the market. So they wanted to be looked at a crucial player in the market. This was the context. Their context was level next, because they wanted to achieve the next level in everything that they do. So the key line was, it's time for next. Now let me explain you how we displayed this key line, which is time for next. So we said, we all share a common purpose. We work for a better work. We can, we will, and we are ready for next. It's time for us, for our quest for the next. So this is how you build up your proposal. You talk about context, you talk about what is the key ingredient of your theme. For example, in our case, the key ingredient of our theme was quest for next. It's time for our quest for next. So how did we do that? We created this wonderful visual where we say next is amazing. So we picked up Burj Khalifa. This is the next level of infrastructure, next level of engineering, 828 meters, the tallest, 3 times as tall as Eiffel Tower, 2 times taller than Empire State Building. So we wanted to, we wanted to display by saying that next is amazing, and we picked up this example of Burj Khalifa. We said next is innovation. We picked up this example of flying car. By the way, this is going to be reality sooner than you guys think. We said next is vision. Our honeymoon with the universe began in 1961 when Yuri Gagarin traveled into the space. Today, images from our planet from orbit are acquired continuously. The images that we get from these astronauts, they help us see what is the future look like in terms of weather. They help us tell us whether there's going to be a rainstorm or tsunami. They help us with the temperature change, etc., etc. So we said next is vision. Next is wow. We picked up this example of a golden bridge. We said next is extraordinary. We picked up this example of first underwater hotel. Now you must have seen that millions and millions of hotels across the world. But how many times you can imagine a hotel under the sea? This is a hotel which is constructed under the sea in Maldives. So we picked up these example where we said next is innovation, next is vision, next is wow, next is extraordinary, next is to unify. This is example of human tower. These are pine cone structure. The founder of these bigger the pine, the safer it is. This is a beautiful example of how the unification of next level can happen. So we created this story of next is imagination, next is unify, and next is horizon next. So the theme is horizon next, which is a combination of unify, amplify, magnify, right? Just to drive this theme, we just did not tell them this is the theme. We created an entire journey which led to this theme. So I'll repeat again, there was a context which came out of the brief. There was a brainstorming. We created that context. We gave few examples, which was next level in terms of vision, innovation, structures, etc. From that next level of innovation, we came to the theme, which is horizon next. So instead of just giving the theme in this event proposal, we created the entire journey. This helped our customer understand that we understand what this event is all about, what their theme is all about. So for an event proposal, it is very, very important for you to break the brief and display whatever you want to say in a detailed manner. Then we gave various examples of how this theme could look like, what is the logo, and then we told them what is the spirit of our theme. The spirit of our theme was based on unify, amplify, magnify, and rise. We could decode each aspect of the spirit of our theme. So instead of just giving our theme, we gave them an entire theme journey. And what will this theme do our business? Since it was a conference which was about people, product, and partnership, we told them that this theme will talk about people, product, and partnership. And then we gave an entire plan which was based on pre-event, event, and post-event. So pre-event is also very, very important. Now, most of the time we miss pre-event. Pre-event is based on your communication, your mailers, your information about the event. So in our proposal, we were very clear about what this pre-event is all about, what this event is all about, and what the post-event is all about. In our proposal, we also talked about what kind of infrastructure we will have. I'll quickly show you a few stage examples. So this is the stage example that we usually create in our proposal. This is a 3D stage which tells us what is the screen size, now for example, if you look at this stage, this is a 270-degree projection. There is LED. If you are in the audience, there is an LED screen in the front. There is an LED screen on the left hand side. There is an LED screen on the right hand side. So this is a 3D image which is a very, very important aspect of our event proposal, which tells our customer that how their stage will look like, where the presenter will come, where the presentation will happen, where the AVs will play, where the people will sit. This is another example. Now, this is a very, very important aspect, and I would like to talk about this in detail. This is a snapshot of how an event space may look like, but we plot them in real sizes. So if you look at this, there is an entrance gate, there is a registration on the left hand side, there is a photo booth in the center, there is a lounge towards the left hand side, and then you enter the main hall. In the main hall, you see an LED screen, there's a huge stage, there is a screen for audience. Now sitting also is a combination of theater and round table. So you need to understand this proposal. Why don't we have all theater? Why don't we have all round sitting? We have a combination of round table and theater because they wanted to fit in about 350 people, which could only come with this kind of combination. So you have to understand the details of what is required. Even the sitting arrangement is important. Now there are screens, if you see the black screens on the either side, it is very, very important because the people towards the end may not see what is happening on the stage. So these screens will help them see what is happening on the stage. So it is very, very important aspect of an event proposal to talk about the event in detail. Here we have talked about the infrastructure, the stage, the entrance, the registration booth, the speakers, everything in detail to show them how this is all about. So this is the end of the first session. I hope the learners could get meaningful information out of it. It is my request to all the learners that they should see what is happening around them. They should keep their ears and eyes open and see. Now every brand, whether it's Pepsi, Coke, Philips, Kajaria, every brand is doing a lot of activity around you. See what are they doing. Try and understand what could be the brief. If you see in an event, it's happening in, let's say, in Udaipur. What could be the brief? Client wanted to do in an exotic location in Rajasthan. The event is happening in Malaysia. What could be the brief? There is a music festival happening in Pune or in Kolkata or in Mumbai. What could be the brief for that music festival? Is it only about engagement? It is only about dance? It's all about information. Try and understand what is happening around you. So just to summarize, first aspect is brief, understand the brief. Brief could be structured, brief could be non-structured, understand the brief. Second aspect is brainstorm. Try and gather as much as relevant information, technical information, design information, venue information, event information, and brainstorm, create a relevant idea. Third aspect is present that relevant idea in a purposeful manner, in an intelligent manner, in a manner that it appeals to the customer and your event proposal looks meaningful. Thank you so much. I hope you had fun while learning. Thank you so much.